Something's coming.
You are the only one.
Going.
We're saving the city.
Get down!
Hello, Easy Nation! Welcome to episode 3 of our movie hangout series. I'm Darth Easy.
And I'm AnimePunk.
I am in the land of AnimePunk, even though this is not the one he uses in his usual videos. We are here to talk about the movie recaps of the month. So, I will reiterate what each segment of the show is about. First off, we have the best and worst movie of the month. We'll go over our favorite movie of the month, and then we'll talk about our worst movie of the month. Then we'll talk about some of the movie trailers that dropped online. Then we will talk about the movie news. Usually we do 4 or 5. This month we're doing 4. Then we go back in time, look at a movie one of us hasn't seen, and we revisit the movie. Then we talk about upcoming movies in the month of April. So sit back, relax, get yourself a Diet Cola or Coke, whatever you enjoy, and enjoy this movie recap. So let's start off with best and worst. AnimePunk, what was your favorite movie of March?
Well, it was a close one, but my favorite for sure was Zootopia. I mean, this was the best animated movie I've seen in a couple years, since How to Train Your Dragon 2. I really loved it. I loved the world building, I loved the humor, I loved how it talked about things, adult things, but without, coming out and...
The racist buddy, yeah. It was so funny.
Yeah,
so.
lots of good stuff, and I loved it. I went and saw it twice. I really enjoyed Zootopia. It's definitely my favorite of the month.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Some of the stuff was okay, and then I gave it an A, which means I really liked it. It was not my favorite anime movie of the year so far, but there's still a lot more to come, just like the comic book movies. So my favorite movie of the month was 10 Cloverfield Lane. This movie really blew me away. It had me on the edge of my seat. The performances were so well done. The girl who was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, she was really good. And then Goodman, he was so good in this movie. You're like, is he crazy, or is it the sense where just because you're paranoid doesn't mean you're wrong? I really enjoyed 10 Cloverfield Lane. It's actually probably my favorite movie of 2016 so far.
I enjoyed it as well. I gave it a 4.5, so I like Zootopia a little bit more, but I mean, the only thing I probably didn't like about it was that they slapped the Cloverfield name on it, but it wasn't really a Cloverfield movie.
Yeah, but at the end you do get Cloverfield.
Got a little tease, I guess, but overall, it was an amazing movie just on its own. I mean, it was suspense-filled. I was on the edge of my seat the whole movie, and all 3 actors in the movie were really good. John Goodman, was creepy. Like, yeah. I would not want to be trapped in a bunker with that dude. And yeah, I really liked it. It was good stuff.
Alright, now it is time to move on to segment 2 called Movie Trailers. We talk about some of the trailers. Sometimes we'll talk about movies. Most times we'll talk about movies. But this month we also have a TV trailer we're going to talk about. So first, we're just going to get rid of the muck off our shoes and move on with it. So Ghostbusters trailer will release. Me personally, never seen Ghostbusters, and be honest with you, I don't like Melissa McCarthy. She's a one-track pony, and I know you were more excited for Ghostbusters than I was. So
you didn't like Melissa McCarthy in Spy?
She's the same role she does in every movie.
I'm pretty sure you gave Spy a positive review.
Just because the movie was okay doesn't mean
So I'm not a Melissa McCarthy hater. And I don't even care that they're going all girls. I'm fine with it. And I really like the director. The Heat and Spy are 2 of my favorite comedies of the last couple of years. But I will admit that this trailer was bad. Like, it didn't make me laugh, I don't think, not one time. The coolest part was the theme song at the beginning. I like that. I like when they were like... But then, they're harkening back to the old movie. Well, this movie has nothing to do with the old one.
Which is so stupid.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was even a cheap trick that they did. But I'm going to hope that this trailer is just a fluke and that the movie is actually going to be somewhat decent, and trust in the director, and hopefully we'll get something decent. I don't have super high hopes for this movie, but if it's funny and okay, I'll be happy.
maybe Paul Feig should work a little more time writing the scripts and showing up on Talking Dead. All right, so now the next trailer we're talking about, we're going up to TV now. We're talking about the Game of Thrones Season 6 trailer. Both of me and Anime Punk, we are huge Game of Thrones fans. I've read the books. He can't read. So let's talk about this trailer. Anime Punk, what do you think about the Season 6 trailer?
I thought it was amazing right from the get-go. I love the music. I love that song. And I love the way that song was sang or was done for that trailer. And I don't know, it's just... I'm so glad that was the trailer and not that other thing that they released a couple weeks before it.
The faces.
The faces. I didn't like that. But yeah, it definitely got me pumped. And the way I understand it is this is going to be the first series that kind of goes away from the books because there's no books to go off of.
Technically, last season went off from the books. For instance, Jaime didn't go off to Dorne in the books. He went off to the Riverlands. And I'm curious where they're really going to go. It feels there's all kinds of storylines going on. I already know that Sansa's probably most likely going to the Iron Islands because you see the Iron Island helmets. I looked a little bit more into it, and I think we're maybe going to get a flashback scene of Ned, and I think we're going to find out who Jon Snow's mom and dad is. R plus L equals J.
I think it all sounds pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Now we're going to talk about the X-Men Apocalypse trailer. So Anime Punk, tell me what you liked about this.
Everything. I mean, it looks amazing. X-Men, the last X-Men movie, Days of Future Past, was pretty close to being my favorite movie of that year. I think it was yours.
It was my favorite movie of 2014. I probably, if I had to go back, I would maybe give it to Dawn of the Planet Apes. But X-Men was such a great movie that I'm really looking forward to Apocalypse. I mean, seeing Oscar Isaac going from Star Wars: The Force Awakens, where he plays this really cool, charming character, Poe Dameron, to him moving on to Apocalypse, just the way this character is sounding, you're just like, man, this is going to be a really menacing villain.
I mean, there's been a lot of hate about his look, but I mean, he looks fine to me.
Yeah. I mean, people hate Quicksilver when they first saw the first things Days of Future Past, and people were like, what were the first thing people were talking about when they went out of Days of Future Past?
How amazing Quicksilver. And there was some Quicksilver in this new trailer, and he looked awesome. But the one I'm looking forward to the most, I, of course, have a huge crush on Jennifer Lawrence. So.
See, that was my one problem, because in the, I don't know much about comics, but in the traditional comics, Mystique actually becomes one of Apocalypse Horsemen. But I feel like they're doing it because, well, we don't have Jennifer Lawrence for another movie, so let's get all the Jennifer Lawrence we want. And just because we don't have Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique doesn't mean we'll never see Mystique again, because she can shapeshift. You can easily change a voice. So.
But do you think any important characters are going to die?
Well, let's see. Well, you never know. I mean, I haven't really thought too much about this because I've been thinking about Batman and then Civil War. This movie's kind of getting lost away because of Civil War, I think.
And it could end up being the best comic book movie, too.
It could.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? But besides Jennifer Lawrence, I really want to see Olivia Munn as Psylocke. I'm pulling for her because I've followed her career all the way since the beginning, and I really want her to do a good job. So
I'm really rooting for Sophie Turner as Jean Grey because I love her as Sansa. I mean, people always complain about her performance as Sansa, and that's how Sansa's supposed to be played. So, and she looks really good, and to see Xavier with the bald head is going to be really cool to see. I'm looking forward to this movie. It comes out in May, the end of May, so summer's almost here. Yep. And now we talk about Now You See Me Too. Now, did you like the first one?
I did. I thought it was kind of a little. I don't remember what score I gave it, but it was an average score. It's got too many twists, and then I think the main twist at the end didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I guess I need to watch it again, but I don't understand if the Hulk, what's his name?
Mark Ruffalo.
He's the bad guy the whole time, right? At the end of that movie, spoilers. Or he's the one behind everything. I just don't understand why, how that could be. So, but it's an okay movie.
Yeah. Now the trailer for this one, it looks like, for me, it feels like they're trying to do the same thing. Because really, I think Morgan Freeman was more the antagonist of the movie. So, because you could have looked at it from either way. So, but this movie could be really interesting. So,
I like Jesse Eisenberg in it too. Like
Woody Harrelson.
Oh yeah.
The girl, she's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Franco. I know you're not a big Dave Franco fan, but
all right. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not. It's kind of like Ghostbusters. I'm not expecting anything. If it's average, I'll be happy.
All right, and now the trailer you've all been waiting for: Captain America: Civil War, Anime Punk.
That was amazing. The trailer was.
On the roof.
Yeah, Spidey-Man at the end. I actually, when I first watched it, I kept, because I was going back through parts to see different things, like the Scarlet Witch bringing Vision to his knees. Like I kept going back and looking at stuff, so I didn't actually see Spider-Man until like the 4th or 5th viewing. I had actually stayed after the credits, or something popped up, the date or something, and then I saw Spider-Man. I was like, what? But I'm fine with everything about the trailer. I liked how Spider-Man looks. It does seem like he's not going to have that. I have a feeling that he's going to be more of a Han or a Luke in Episode 7 kind of feel. Like he's just going to show up.
Well, technically Luke is. It's not even Luke here, really. He's more like Boba Fett in Episode 7.
Well, yeah. So we'll see what happens.
I think it'll be more Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
In from Batman v Superman than Luke Skywalker.
Maybe like 1 or 2 scenes, but I'm looking forward to it. One thing, we have a bet going on who's going to die. I'm calling right now, 99% sure that good old Captain America is going down in this movie.
See, my prediction is because in the comics, Captain America dies. But I feel like it'd be kind of smart of them to do the reverse of it. But do I think anyone's going to die? Probably not. I do think...
You don't think Rhodey's going to die?
I think somebody has to die. I think one person has to die from each side. I think you kind of have to do that. So...
I don't think Rhodey's going to die, though, because they put it in the trailer, and that's...
Yeah.
I just don't think they would do that. But I think Captain America's going to die.
Yeah. So, that one scene where they're all facing off in the, parking lot, is that the end of the movie, or is that, is that, the first act of the movie?
I don't know.
Because Rhodey's down and he's in that shot, so either he comes back or he's...
I feel like we're going to have some build-up to that.
I do feel like we haven't seen a lot of the movie.
That's good.
So, but a lot of people are complaining about Spider-Man's costume, how about his eyes. I didn't really notice it. I was like, hey, Spider-Man. So
I thought it looked fine. I mean, of course, I think he's going to have somewhat of a mechanical suit, maybe from Iron Man.
Yeah.
Built him or something.
Well, apparently there was an extra scene from the Ant-Man Blu-ray where there was where it was like a news article on the TV, and it says Tony Stark has done stuff for New York school kids.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So So those are all the movie trailers we're talking about. Now it's time to move on to movie news. So our first big news story: J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon in Justice League. So what do you think about this?
Can we talk about Batman v Superman for a second?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Let's
Do you want to bet?
Let's talk.
Tell me how you feel about
Batman,
it.
Batman v Superman. I don't.
Do you want to throw out a spoiler alert?
No, I won't talk spoilers. I'll just say.
Because I do feel like everyone's seen it by now.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking I didn't like I was disappointed by the movie, and it's made my enthusiasm for almost anything DC related right now drop down a little bit. So, J.K. Simmons is Gordon, sure, why not? But I don't really feel one way or the other because I want to wait and see Suicide Squad. Maybe that'll get me back pumped up. But I was just really disappointed with Batman v Superman.
J.K. Simmons, Oscar winner from Whiplash, which he was awesome in. He's already been in a comic book movie before. It's J. Jonah Jameson. And there was some fan art of J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon. Looks pretty cool. Now, what will be Commissioner Gordon's role in Justice League? Who knows? But I like Batman v Superman. I might be the only critic in the world who actually liked Batman v Superman, but I just did. I don't know what to tell you about it, so if you want to comment hate. So, J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon, it just Ben Affleck and J.K. Simmons worked together, and you can tell just from this casting that Ben Affleck has a lot of control over what's going on in the DC movies.
We'll see what happens.
All right.
I was trying to look up who has played Commissioner Gordon.
Well, you have
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman,
Yeah.
and then no one cares about the old Batman movies.
So yeah, he's gonna have to.
Gary Oldman was really good as Commissioner Gordon in the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yes.
All right, now we're moving on to our second story. Our second story is Venom spin-off movies. Everybody wants to see Venom in his own standalone universe, right? Right?
No.
Yeah, no.
I'm not even a hater on Sony's the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I actually liked them. I know everybody hated them, but
Well, I don't like Spider-Man 3, where Venom's in it.
Yeah, and
Because...
plus it's that '70s show guy plays Venom, doesn't he?
Yeah, Eric.
Yeah. I just could care less. I don't know enough about Venom, so maybe he's a really cool character, and maybe Sony will do something cool, but I don't know.
I still don't understand why you would want to do a spin-off. Apparently there's a story out there where Venom becomes a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So you could have easily done that. So,
But yeah, and have nothing to
but
do.
apparently Venom is more of an anti-hero of late than he is a villain.
So maybe Sony was like, oh, Deadpool did amazing. We need to get on that bandwagon. We need to make us a Deadpool, and we'll use Venom. I don't like how it's not going to be connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It makes no sense.
You
can't have Venom without Spider-Man. Wake up, Sony, you're idiots! Ah! All right. Now that I've vented, let's move on to our third story. Indiana Jones movie confirmed for 2019 with Harrison Ford and Steven Spielberg coming back to direct. So, what do you think about this?
I'm pretty excited. I mean, I love Indiana Jones a lot. This guy's never seen Crystal Skull. Probably a good thing.
And probably never will.
But I didn't actually hate Crystal Skull. I mean, it's not anywhere near the first 3 movies, but I'm excited, but I'm not super excited because the way I understand it, it's, Harrison Ford's going to come back and they're going to do some kind of cut thing where we get young Indy for a little bit and then go back to old Indy. I don't know if I like that idea. That's the same thing they're going to try and do with Die Hard. And I don't know if that's...
Yeah, but Die Hard's the story for Die Hard is probably terrible. And you kind of have to have a little more faith in Spielberg because Indiana Jones 4 was more Lucas's fault than Spielberg. But that would be a good way to spin it off to a younger story. You could have a young, like let's say Chris Pratt was cast as Indiana Jones. He could run into someone he met when he was younger, and it cuts to Chris Pratt for like 5 minutes.
What do you think about the new, whoever they cast as Han Solo, maybe casting them as the young Indiana?
That'd be a little too much for me. So.
What if he's really good? What if, I mean...
Yeah, just because you're a star in one thing doesn't mean you should be the other thing.
I don't know. I'm excited about it, but we'll have to wait and see. I'll have to see a trailer or something before I get too super excited because they're bringing back the same writer too from Crystal Skull.
Yeah, but once again, I think that Lucas was one of the main screenwriters for Crystal Skull.
So
if you're a screenwriter right next to George Lucas, odds are you're not going to get a story idea out one thing. Lucas will be like, no, let's do this. So,
We'll see.
I'm not trying to say Lucas is a big bully. It's like, you do what I want. Alright, so our final movie story is, I think he's more excited about it than I am because I've recently just played this game like last year, and that is David Ridley might be Lara Croft from the Tomb Raider series. So, Anime Punk, what do you think about this?
I'm super want this to happen, because Daisy Ridley was amazing. I have played the new games, and they're amazing. And that's Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raider, which I like them from, their guilty pleasure movies. But this new take on the story could be real gritty and realistic, and I just think Daisy Ridley would fit perfectly, and it sounds amazing. Now, I heard they already got a director, and it's some dude that's never directed anything before.
Hey, you look at Deadpool, and first-time director, knocked it out of the park.
And I'm hoping we get a couple good video game movies come out.
Let's hope. Doubt Warcraft's going to be good.
Let's hope.
But I do think Assassin's Creed's going to be pretty good.
If we get some good, then maybe the studio, whoever, I guess this would be Sony, whoever's behind this can put some money behind it, and maybe we'll get a good.
It's not even hard to pitch a Tomb Raider movie. You just think
Basically,
female Indiana Jones. And for me, I look this more into Daisy Ridley's career compared to Harrison Ford's career after Star Wars. Harrison Ford, complete unknown, first he did American Graffiti with Lucas, then he did Star Wars, and then he was cast as Indiana Jones. Daisy Ridley, I still haven't seen enough from her to say she's going to be a huge star. I have complete faith in that. Just like Taron Egerton, I have complete faith that he's going to be. Those two are some of the biggest stars, I think, of young talent. You just think they have talent. But Daisy Ridley, I think she can knock this role out of the park. And I'm glad they're going with someone like this who's a little more of an unknown than to see, like, you know, a bigger name star like a Brie Larson or Jennifer Lawrence or that other girl you like, Shailene Woodley. So
I like Shailene Woodley, but I just feel like Daisy Ridley is perfect. Like, she just looks like the new Lara Croft. I don't know. I think it's just perfect. So I hope they aren't just teasing us and it doesn't come true, because I would be sad.
Alright, now it's time to move on to our Part 4 segment called Classic Movie Review. This is what we like to call the Feel and Ode part of the show. We like to look through the looking glass and look through the movies. And back in January, we watched...
Wanted!
In February, we watched Back to the Future. And now March, it was Animepunk to make me suffer. And now recently, about 2 hours ago, we watched iRobot. And I'd never seen iRobot before, and... So, Animepunk, tell us about iRobot, since it was your movie pick.
Okay, iRobot came out in 2004, I think. And it was Will Smith back in his prime, Alex Proyas. That's why I picked this movie, because we had got done watching Gods of Egypt. And he does have some good movies. And this was one of them. I really loved this movie when it came out back in the day. I remember thinking that was my favorite movie the year it came out. I didn't really review movies back then, but it held. We just got done watching it. I laughed a lot. All the visuals and everything looked good. It's kind of like an investigative, it's kind of by the numbers, but I really loved it. I hold by, if I had rated that movie back then, I'm sure I would have given it a 5 out of 5. Stick by it today, 5 out of 5. We watched it in 3D. There wasn't nothing special about the 3D.
Yeah, some of the water stuff at the beginning. I was like, "Oh, 3D!" And every time I see 3D, I always yell, "3D!"
Yeah.
So
it wasn't that impressive in 3D, but it's still a really good movie. All of Will Smith's one-liners get me. Still, 10 years later, still get me.
now, when I got iRobot, he said it. He says pre-binding numbers, and it is pre-binding numbers. If you think you've seen a robot movie before, then if you've never seen iRobot, you've never seen a movie like this before, maybe check this out. But if you've seen a robot movie before, that's what iRobot is. Nothing offense to iRobot, but the one-liners was good, the action was good, except for the shaky cam. I could have not used any of that.
What about the spinning around? Like, they do it a lot. It's kind of like a Michael Bayism thing where they take the camera and spin it around you. What do you think about that?
I'm just not big.
I think it's cool.
I just like action show, like.
I like when they do crazy camera tricks.
But
no, not that. That's the one I don't like.
And I guess this is back in the day where shaky cam was kind of cool.
Maybe, yeah.
So
they did. It was a lot, and when the construction drone is taking them down, there was a lot of shaky in that.
This movie kind of reminded me of a mix between Surrogate, the Bruce Willis movie, and Blade Runner.
I've never seen Blade Runner.
Well, we may have to do that eventually
probably before it comes out.
So, if I'm going to have to rate this movie, let's see, I would probably give it a B, maybe B minus, but I'm thinking B right now. So, that is our classic movie segment. I hope, if you haven't seen iRobot, go back in the time machine and watch iRobot.
What are we watching next month?
So, next month, I had originally had a movie that was going to make Animepunk suffer a lot. And I'm just going to push that movie back a month to my next selection. But in April, back in March, I watched a movie I'd never seen before. I've always wanted to see. And this movie kind of blew me away. And I gave it an A+ for my rating system. And we are going to watch. I want to make you an offer you can't refuse. The Godfather. We are watching Godfather Part 1. And this is a classic movie. It's considered one of the greatest movies of all time. EverythingAnimepunk doesn't watch any movie that wasn't made from 2005 before that. And so we are going to watch he's going to watch The Godfather, and I think he's going to love it.
When did The Godfather come out?
It came out 71 or 72.
Yeah, I've never watched. I don't like to watch movies pre-1990. Okay, let's not say 2004. But I'm gonna give it a chance. It's one of those movies everybody says you have to watch if you're a film fan. So now I'm making him make me watch movies I wanted to watch anyways. So.
All right, and look forward to that. Watch Godfather Part 1 while we review it next month. All right, now it's time to talk about upcoming movies of April. So let's start off with the 8th. So the first movie is Everybody Wants Some. This is Richard Linklater, who should have won the Oscar for Best Director for Boyhood. I really like that movie. It's pretty much Dazed and Confused in the 80s. And I'm pretty sure it's a sports movie. I don't really know much more than that. It's pretty much an unknown cast, and it looks interesting.
I don't know much about anything either. I watched the trailer. It looked interesting. I like stories or, movies set in the 80s. I really like this show on ABC called The Goldbergs, and it's set in the 80s. It's one of my favorite comedies on TV, so we'll see.
All right.
Let's talk about The Boss, Melissa McCarthy. This is a movie
from the director of Tammy.
Yes, it's her husband directing. The trailers look pretty awful, so I guess we just skip over that one. But I'll probably end up watching it because like I said, I don't hate Melissa McCarthy. I have never seen Tammy.
Yeah, because I heard such bad things about Tammy. I was like, yep.
If The Boss gets below, let's say 40,
10.
If The Boss gets a 10, I probably won't go see it. But if it's below a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, I probably won't go see it. But if it gets anywhere above that, then yeah, you got.
So like 31, you're like, all right, let's go.
All right, well, if I'm bored, you never know. Let's talk about Criminal. This has got all kinds of good. Gary Oldman, my favorite.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner. Can't even remember his name. I like him so much. Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, there's all kinds of
Gary Oldman,
Gary.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones.
Of course, this movie could be pretty terrible. Did you say Gal Gadot?
Yeah, she's in it.
Yep. So it'll look good because I really like Gal Gadot's performance as Wonder Woman in Batman v Superman. I'm really looking forward now to the Wonder Woman standalone movie. But Criminal, it could pretty much be a by the numbers Kevin Costner action movie that he's been doing of late, but you never know.
Putting their minds in other people's minds. We've seen it done 1,000 times. As a matter of fact, I think Ryan Reynolds' movie that came out here recently was about that. So.
I think it was terrible too.
Yeah, so who knows? But it's kind of slim pickings in the month of April, so I'll probably end up going and seeing it just for Kevin Costner and Gary Oldman alone. I mean, those two are amazing. So.
Mm-hmm. And then we have Mr. Right. Now, I don't really remember, so tell me what this movie's about.
It's kind of had like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith feel to it.
Yeah.
Like Anna Kendrick's in it, but she's the normal one. And then Sam Rockwell is a spy or an assassin, I think. And he's going out on a date with Anna Kendrick. That's basically what it is. It sounds like a kind of a dark comedy.
Yeah, wasn't he an assassin and people are trying to kill him?
Yeah.
Or does he work for a spy agency and
she gets mixed up in it, and then she gets tagged along with him on his hijinks. I mean, it looked pretty good. I haven't really, besides that one trailer, heard any buzz for this movie, so who knows? It may be garbage, but I love Anna Kendrick and I like Sam Rockwell, so.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Rockwell's kind of a guy. They pushed him as a big movie star, and it just didn't happen. It's like what they've been trying to do with Jai Courtney, and I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's talk about for me, the most anticipated movie for April, and that is The Jungle Book. I am really looking forward to The Jungle Book. This is.
It was in your top 10 anticipated movies of the year. It wasn't in mine.
And the trailers have been great, and I really think, especially when you wrap your mind around this entire movie, it's been filmed on a stage somewhere. There's all CG, the entire movie CG, all these creatures and stuff that are going to look super realistic. are not going to be real. And I think if they stick to the the old animated movie, we've got something that could.
I want to be that
Get some singing. I'll take some singing. I'm looking forward to this movie for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking to see. Really, April's kind of slim pickings. To be perfectly honest, it's enough right before summer comes out. So, gentlemen, my worries about this movie. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Too much CGI. You have to do it the way you do it because it's a movie about animals. So, but I haven't seen a trailer where the kid talks. So that kind of worries me right there because child actors most times are terrible. So we'll see. The voice cast is pretty great. Scarlett Johansson, Ben Kingsley, Bill Murray. This could be a really cool movie. Well, I'll have to wait and see. This movie's being directed by Jon Favreau, guy who did Iron Man, Chef, and that's all we're going to talk about. And I'm looking forward to this movie. I really want to see this guy direct a Star Wars movie one day.
Yeah, I'm definitely same thing. The 22nd, we get Huntsman Winter War. He's never seen the first Huntsman, even though this is going to be a prequel. I am kind of halfway. The first movie I thought was okay. Like, I loved the visuals of the first movie, and I loved the blonde chick.
Charles Theron.
Yes, I love Charlize Theron.
Furiosa.
She was amazing in the first movie. The main problem everybody has with the first movie is Kristen Stewart. She was not good in it, and I didn't think she was good. She has this weird speech at the end. But anyways, this new one is a prequel. We've thrown in a lot of good new actors, and
Jessica Chastain, Emily Blunt,
yes.
some other people,
and it's gonna have a chick with basically Elsa powers.
Yeah,
So-
I pretty much just like this is the this is the live adaptation Frozen movie that nobody wants. So this movie's probably gonna be bad. Let's just be honest with ourselves. We already know what the movie's about because the stupid trailers give away the whole freaking movie. So I'm not this movie. I kind of just want a dumb action movie.
I'm feeling like you're going to get what you want. It's probably going to be average. I don't think it's going to be bad. I don't think it's going to be Gods of Egypt level material here.
Well, not many movies can be Gods of Egypt. That takes a certain level. Alright, now we forgot to talk about this movie, but we're doing it now. Hardcore Henry. I'm not looking forward to this movie. I don't believe you are either.
I'm not, but I did watch Ellis on Schmoes Know talk about it. He did a review, and he rated it real high and said it was really good. My main concern with it, I don't know if I'm going to be able to sit through an entire movie from the first person.
If I wanted to watch a first-person movie, I would play Call of Duty. Let's be honest with ourselves. And when I was seeing it, we went with a friend, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about shaky cam. And it's like, no, it's first person. Shaky cam. That's pretty much what this is.
It's going to make you probably want to vomit. But I don't know, the way Ellis talks, it may be something worth checking out, but I don't know if that's going to be a movie I go see in theaters. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. I may go see it just because it might be just something on.
And if you brave it, then I'll have to go see it too.
Alright, now let's move on to the end of the month. This is the last weekend before. This is the last weekend before summer. So one of the last two movies, Hologram for the King. This looks really cool. What the basic premise of it is, I actually just remember what the story is about. Tom Hanks, businessman, goes to the Middle East, to Iran, I think, and there's some pretty funny humor in the trailer that I really liked. Like, there's one scene in the trailer where he's riding with this one guy, and he was looking at the train. Oh, there's an execution over there. Someone's getting killed. We want to see what's going on. And it was really funny. I really liked it. I like Tom Hanks, and this could be a really cool little movie.
I have not seen the trailer, so I'm learning just with you what you said. It sounds kind of like that Tina Fey movie we just got, except with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, but Tom Hanks versus Tina Fey.
I'll see. I don't know. I guess I need to go watch the trailer.
Now, our last movie we're talking about is Keanu, the most adorable cat with the hat on, and this looks really, really funny.
It did look really good. The trailer made me laugh a lot. Now I heard it's getting some bad press from, I guess it was...
I think it was the South by Southwest movie.
But they did say it wasn't finished. So maybe they'll go back, retool it a little bit, and it'll be ready for a live audience.
I just want a funny movie. That's all I need. Being perfectly honest. If this movie's just makes me laugh from point A to point Z, Because you got that one guy who was in Pitch Perfect 2, who I said was the best part of the entire movie.
Yeah, Key and Peele, and these are the guys from Key and Peele.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, so that concludes our show. So I hope you like this video, guys. So AnimePunk, tell us where we can find you on the World Wide Web.
you can find me at animepunk2103.wordpress.com. That's my blog. Or you can find me at youtube.com/animepunk2103, and where I do my movie reviews. Basically, just Google animepunk2103. You'll find me.
And you can find me here on YouTube. I do movies, TV, video game, anime, and book reviews from time to time. And we will be back in, I say in a couple weeks, we're going to release our top 10 anticipated summer movies. This will be
Star Trek.
Well, maybe. We'll see. And there's so many good movies to look forward to. And we'll also be back in our April movie recap show. So guys, follow AnimePunk on Twitter, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Follow me, Twitter, YouTube, blah, blah, to keep up to date what's going on in the world of movies. And AnimePunk,
Peace out.
all too easy.